Edible insects, like the name suggests, are insects that you can eat. So that could include things like crickets or grasshoppers or mealworms. There are said to be 60 insects that were traditionally eaten by our Indigenous Australians, and that can include things like witchetty grubs or ants or even boggon moths. Eating insects in Australia is not mainstream, and my research team decided to set out to work out why it's not mainstream. Why are Aussies not eating edible insects? So it's thought that we lost our taste for bugs at the beginning of agriculture. So we potentially ate them in their hunter-gatherer days. But when we started using crops for farmland and domesticating animals, the insects started to be seen as a pest that would destroy our crops. So our attitudes potentially shifted then, but they are starting to shift back. So we found that 1 in 3 Aussies had actually eaten insects before. We had gone in thinking maybe it was an ick factor or a disgust that was holding people back. But most people are actually willing to eat insects. It's just that they have had a lack of opportunity.
2 billion people worldwide dine on the delicacies of creepy crawlies, from tantalising tarantulas in Cambodia to succulent silkworms in China. And the health benefits mean we're looking at insects in a whole new light.
Insects are on par with eating traditional protein sources. Protein is our body's main building block, so we need protein in our diet. Insects also have a high amount of fats that we also need for energy, and micronutrients that are important for energy as well, like iron. If you are a little bit apprehensive about insect-based proteins, you don't actually have to eat them in their full form or even freeze-dried. You can get these in a powder. You can actually buy pastas and brownie mixes and other foods that have already had insects used in these by the food technologists and the food manufacturers. So you wouldn't actually know that it's made with insects if it wasn't for the label. We're by no means saying going to your backyard and pluck them out of the dirt. We want to make sure that they are free from pathogens and toxins and grown in a way that is safe.
And with over 80% of people going back for seconds after trying edible insects, bugs are looking like a soon-to-be addition to menus across the country.
Steak and traditional protein will still hang around, but to feed our growing population, we do need alternatives. So it might not just be a load of crickets on your plate, but protein made from crickets that is then incorporated into other foods that you are eating as part of your diet.